Uncle Howdy attacks Bray Wyatt on SmackDown, plus Bray Wyatt's official in-ring return is set up for the Royal Rumble in a pitch black match against LA Knight. John Cena makes his return on SmackDown last night, competing in his first match in over a year, his only match of 2022, teaming up with Kevin Owens to face Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn. And Charlotte Flair returns and is the new SmackDown Women's Champion. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into, and we have to start off talking about Bray Wyatt, the latest chapter, the latest iteration in the Uncle Howdy saga, the Bray Wyatt saga, of course. He's nearing that in-ring return. He made his WWE actual in-ring return this past sort of week or so in the Holiday Live Event Tour, making his in-ring return at Madison Square Garden. But we know his official TV in-ring return is on the horizon as well. But this mysterious Uncle Howdy figure gets physical for the first time on SmackDown last night, and we've got some more details as to who could be the person behind the mask, because seemingly it's not Bray Wyatt. Now, in what was already a massive show, Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy kicked off the final SmackDown of 2022 with a bang last night. After reviewing last week's attack on a WWE cameraman with the mandible claw no less, Bray Wyatt took to the ring to apologize to the cameraman he assaulted on last week's show before being interrupted by LA Knight. After LA Knight challenged Bray Wyatt to a match at the Royal Rumble and Wyatt accepted, they were joined by another person, Uncle Howdy himself, making a full ring entrance. And by the way, the entrance is fantastic. The entrance is really, really good, and it's really, really good music. But he's got this now whole full ring entrance. He got into the ring with the duo while the lights were still off, taking time to remove his hat before entering, and initially he stood beside Bray, but then he turned on him, hitting Bray Wyatt with his own Sister Abigail move before putting his hat back on and strolling back up the entrance walkway. Now, LA Knight, for his part, was left wondering aloud, as the rest of us, what the hell is going on? But it was announced also that we are going to get Bray Wyatt's official TV in-ring return at the Royal Rumble, because in this segment there was a major challenge for the Rumble and it was accepted. Now, WWE had recently announced there would be this Mountain Dew pitch black match at the upcoming Royal Rumble, and it had been rumored for quite a few months now that this pitch black match had been pitched and it was likely to involve Bray Wyatt at the January event. Well, as I mentioned, LA Knight and Bray Wyatt were facing off in the ring with a war of words, including Bray Wyatt saying, "You little idiot," before there was this dramatic interruption from Uncle Howdy, hitting Wyatt, as I mentioned, with the Sister Abigail match. Now, with the presumed nature of the pitch black match being given the tagline of "anything can happen," it seems that the unique stipulation would be a perfect fit for the continued mysteries of Bray Wyatt. I've said before, I don't know what that pitch black match is really going to entail. I mean, when Uncle Howdy attacked Bray Wyatt on SmackDown, they did the thing they used to do quite a lot with The Fiend, initially when he made his attacks, where they'd have a couple of people surrounding the ringside area and they'd be shining lights sort of into the ring in a sort of chaotic, crazed fashion. And it might just be that. It might be a case of, as I said before, all the lights are out, but the actual lighting of the match, because let's face it, you can't actually have a match in pitch blackness because no one's going to be able to see anything. So I would think that the house lights, if you will, would be down and off, and you would have maybe these lights at ringside, or just the ring might be illuminated by all of the lights on people's phones in the audience. I'm not sure. But of course, if we do get more details on that, we'll let you know here on the channel. But the key thing, and the thing that's got people discussing, got people's chins wagging, if it were, is the identity of Uncle Howdy. Seemingly, WWE are now officially going in the direction of Uncle Howdy is not Bray Wyatt. Okay, even though you could easily tell in those initial Uncle Howdy appearances, it was definitely Bray Wyatt, but seemingly now it's moved on to someone else. And the Uncle Howdy we saw last night didn't look exactly the same to the previous Uncle Howdy that we've seen. Let's get a closer look at this. This is the person that attacked Bray Wyatt last night on SmackDown. This is the new Uncle Howdy, if you will, and it's got a version of the mask. Of course, it's still got the sort of Wario mustache from the Super Mario Brothers, but it's got much longer now silver hair. The sort of facial hair is much longer as well, again, because it's got the sort of mouth cut out of it. And a lot of people are speculating and suggesting, and probably rightfully so, that this is Bo Dallas. This is Bray Wyatt's real-life brother. Again, we don't have any confirmation. We don't have any reports or anything like that coming out suggesting that that is indeed the case. But people have done side-by-side comparisons and have said that does look a lot like Bo Dallas. Again, it's difficult to tell because of the mask. A lot of people are trying to go with sort of facial hair and the long hair. Some people are suggesting it could be former Ring of Honor star Vincent. However, Vincent does have sort of heavily tattooed neck, and as you can see in the picture, that's not really the case. It would also appear that Uncle Howdy, just as Bo Dallas, is about 2 inches shorter than Bray Wyatt. So this, to me, does indeed look like it is Bo Dallas. Again, we don't have confirmation on that. It's also interesting to note that this version of Uncle Howdy has the blue contacts in. Now, you noticed a couple of weeks ago on SmackDown that when LA Knight was attacked backstage by Uncle Howdy, it was the Uncle Howdy with the blue contacts in. But we have also seen a version of Uncle Howdy with the red contacts in, which again could imply that there are 2 different versions of Uncle Howdy. There is the one that we saw on screen last night that attacked Bray Wyatt, and another version that is actually Bray Wyatt himself with the red contacts. There could also be another version. There could be the version that is clearly Bray Wyatt with the shorter hair, which is Wyatt behind the mask. It could be this version, which is Bo Dallas, and then there could be another version with the red contacts, which is actually Bray Wyatt. So that would start to move into the direction of this Wyatt 6 faction. That would start to move into the direction of there are multiple people playing these multiple characters here. Again, some people have suggested that that wasn't even Uncle Howdy because it looked different. This could be Uncle Harper. We know that WWE did trademark the term Uncle Harper, so that's a possibility as well. But what we are starting to see, certainly, is WWE start to progress this storyline. And I think it's quite funny because there have been so many complaints that I've seen over the last few weeks of people saying, oh, it's taking too long or it's too slow. Clearly, they've been building to this. Clearly, they've been building to the Royal Rumble, and you can't speed up time and you can't rush a story. Now, I understand that it's not for everyone, and some people are still saying, oh, it's too hokey, it's too this, it's too that, but at the same time, it's getting people talking. We're discussing it right now. We're discussing who is the person behind the mask, and I don't know if we're ever going to find out that. I don't know. Maybe he's just going to be Uncle Howdy. Maybe we never know who is. It's never revealed, certainly in storyline. He never takes the mask off. We'll have to wait and see. One thing's for sure, though. You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Who do you think the man behind the mask was last night? Now, John Cena was back on SmackDown last night, wrestling his first match of 2022, continuing his streak of having wrestled a match for WWE for 20 years. And last night's final SmackDown of 2022 was set for a massive main event featuring John Cena and Kevin Owens taking on Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn. With SmackDown hosting Cena's lone match of 2022, it was certainly one that was hotly anticipated, with epic and very long entrances, as well as another commercial break where the action was going. We didn't actually see that much action, to be honest, but fans wondered if they would see much action from the WWE star turned Hollywood leading man. After hard-hitting offense throughout the match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns, it was time for Cena. After the tag to Cena finally occurred, he took out both Reigns and Zayn, leaving them down, setting up a pair of finishes. First, a double 5-knuckle shuffle from Cena to Reigns, and a modified version from Owens to Zayn. The team offense didn't end there. Cena hitting an attitude adjustment on Reigns. It was Kevin Owens who delivered a stunner to Zayn to get the pinfall victory. Now, Michael Cole, after the match, asked if we would ever see John Cena again. He also wondered aloud what was next for Sami Zayn and the Bloodline as the show went off the air. I kind of thought that maybe we would see the Bloodline turn on Zayn during last night's show because so many people would be watching. Clearly, they didn't go in that direction. And to be expected, John Cena couldn't do too much physicality, take too many bumps because insurance purposes. He's going to be insured for projects, and as we saw with The Rock infamously at WrestleMania 29 when he faced John Cena, if you get injured and you're scheduled for production of a major motion picture in the same way The Rock was for Hercules, that got delayed, that cost that movie production millions upon millions upon millions of dollars, and they're not willing to do that with John Cena. So during the match as well, eagle-eyed fans noticed that by the end of the main event of SmackDown, featuring Kevin Owens teaming with John Cena against Reigns and Zayn, there was a notable injury visible. Kevin Owens' left eye seemed to become more grisly by the moment in the match, and by the end it almost appeared that it was closed. I mean, he was unable to open it. There is currently no additional information regarding Kevin Owens' eye. However, if we get any more information on the severity of the injury, if he's going to miss any time or anything like that, we'll let you know here on the channel, certainly. Cena did speak to the crowd in attendance in Florida last night as the show went off the air. He took the mic to cut a promo to the live crowd, and he had some thoughts to share. Not only did John Cena send the crowd home happy after the dark match, after the SmackDown main event, not only did John Cena take the chance to hype up the crowd, he also thanked the fans in attendance for his 20-year-long career, which he called the greatest gift, thanking them for an epic 20-year career and a great 2022. Cena encouraged the crowd to be safe amongst the New Year's Eve revelry and to have a good 2023. Now, when it comes to John Cena's future, heading into SmackDown last night, there was some reports about John Cena's opponent for WrestleMania 39 possibly being revealed. That's, of course, if he can participate in the event, depending on his schedule. And it's not necessarily who you would think. Now, the speculation previously was that John Cena would be facing Austin Theory at WrestleMania. Of course, the story was there. They teased it earlier this year when Cena appeared on Raw. Austin Theory has been on record saying that John Cena was his idol growing up. They share a similar look, etc., etc. But it doesn't look like that's going to be the case, because a new report from WrestlingNews.co says that Cena's opponent for the big event will be none other than social media megastar Logan Paul. Now, of course, they wouldn't be competing for a championship, but it would no doubt get people talking, as we've already seen that Paul can hold his own in the ring and can certainly get his fan base hyped up for a match and certainly move the needle when it comes to interest in whatever he does. Paul did actually already plant the seeds for this match, saying previously he wanted to challenge Cena at WrestleMania, but it wasn't known if that was legitimately happening soon or if he was just putting stuff out there to make it into a reality down the line. If the report is true, though, it seems to be happening sooner rather than later. Now, Cena, of course, he's Teflon at this point, so having him face Logan Paul would not be that off of an idea. And when you've already had Logan Paul sell a pay-per-view by wrestling Roman Reigns in the main event for the championship, it's a logical step that he could wrestle John Cena. It's in Hollywood WrestleMania. It's a Hollywood match, and it would make sense. And certainly, again, one, Logan Paul can carry his own in the ring, but John Cena, he's been doing it for over 20 years, so he can easily facilitate that match and make it happen and carry the load in that one. So it would lead the question, when would this get planted? Heading into the show, there was some speculation that Logan Paul could maybe appear via satellite or something like that, or make a video appearance and set up the match. Didn't happen, but it would appear that that's the direction that they're going in. I would think the reason they didn't shoot it last night is because those I's have not been dotted and those T's haven't been crossed. So we still don't fully know if exactly that's the direction that they're going to be going in. So I think they're probably edging their bets when it comes to that. Finally, we have a new SmackDown Women's Champion as well. It was a very newsworthy show, certainly last night on SmackDown. After besting Raquel Rodriguez to retain her SmackDown Women's Championship, Ronda Rousey was met by a big surprise. A returning Charlotte Flair appeared to not only get into the ring to face off with Rousey, but also challenged her for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Right there, right now. With an impromptu SmackDown Women's Championship match kicked off with monstrous offense from Flair, including reversing Rousey's armbar to take out Rousey. Charlotte Flair is the new SmackDown Women's Champion. She was back for like 5 minutes and then won the championship. Grabbing the belt and leaving through the crowd, Charlotte Flair is not just back, but now she's the champion. Charlotte Flair had been out of action since the last run-in with Rousey way back at WrestleMania Backlash in early May of this year. She also debuted a new theme, which no one could barely hear because the crowd was going crazy. It must be said, it was quite interesting too, because well, first of all, when it comes to the music as well, she made her return with a new electronic version of her theme, which sounded a lot like Dragula by Rob Zombie, but it wasn't really. They don't really do licensing, so it's just, it's not a big deal or anything like that. There's a couple of schools of thought about this one, really, isn't there? One, Charlotte Flair's back, and she's already the SmackDown Women's Champion, and it was a running joke under the previous regime with Vince McMahon, wasn't it, that if Charlotte Flair was on TV, she'd either have to be the champion or challenging for the championship. To the point where when they ran out of championships for her to go after at WrestleMania a few years ago, they just said, "Oh, go after the NXT Women's Championship." Why? Because she needs to be in the championship match. That's their mindset of her. So those recent reports about Sasha Banks and she going, "I want to be on Charlotte Flair money," and them going, "We don't think you're the level of the star of Charlotte Flair." This is the level of star WWE thinks Charlotte Flair is. Okay, that's one thing. So it's like there's no change there between Vince McMahon and Triple H. Charlotte Flair's back. Put the belt on her. She's got to be the champion. She's got to be the champion. It's ridiculous. Was she a 14-time champion at this point? She's got to beat her dad's record easily. Ric Flair was there backstage last night, by the way, as well. So that's one thing. But the reaction is curious because At the same time, because the Ronda Rousey SmackDown Women's Championship reign was so bad, people aren't against it. People aren't against it because they're like, actually, you know what? It wasn't great. The SmackDown Women's division really needs something. It needs an injection in the arm. It needs just something to build it back up. It needs stars, and Charlotte Flair is a star. It needs quality, and she is quality. So people aren't against it for now. As I suppose, as long as it leads to something better than what we were viewing, you know, with the Ronda Rousey reign, I don't think people mind. Now, what is interesting as well is there a report came out yesterday too, suggesting that actually we could be seeing Ronda Rousey versus Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania 39. One of the reports indicated that WWE had cancelled, scrapped the plans for Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch, and they were going in a different direction. That direction was Rhea Ripley versus Ronda Rousey. So last night could also be a situation where they want to get Rousey off of the SmackDown brand and onto the Raw brand to feud with Rhea Ripley coming into WrestleMania. Again, this might be actually sort of moving pieces in place as we head into the Royal Rumble season, as we head into WrestleMania season. But again, it is just funny that Charlotte Flair's back. Got to make her the champion, damn it. She's the queen for a reason. So there you go, guys. That's the latest WWE news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Let me know your thoughts on these WWE news stories today. Plenty of content coming. We've got some AEW news coming today. We've got the rest of the SmackDown news. We've also got a tribute video to the late Don West coming today. So a really jam-packed day on the channel. So be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Let me know your comments in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.